Product Launchpad. Today I have with me Ron Johnson of Audionoggin. Ron, tell us a little bit about your product.
Well, thank you. Thanks for having me this morning. Audionoggin is a headset for athletes, cyclists and runners primarily. It is wireless to your phone, Bluetooth to your phone, and wireless side to side. So it's two satellite speakers that magnetically attach to a helmet or a hat, and they provide a near-ear listening experience. Unlike earbuds or headphones, they don't go in your ear or over your ear. It enables you to hear the environment and your music at the same time.
Okay, can you tell us a little bit more about how it connects to a helmet or a hat?
There are magnetic mounts, so the mounts themselves have two-sided adhesive, much like a GoPro mount, and embedded in the small mount are magnets. And then on the satellite speakers, on the noggins themselves, there are two magnets, and the magnetic attraction attaches it to the mount, and the mount attaches to a hat or a helmet via two-sided sticky tape, basically, VHB tape.
Wow, that's really good.
And it keeps them in place. It also makes it so they come off easily when you want to remove them, and you can move it from hat to hat via additional mounts or helmet to helmet. And the nice thing, as I've tested, when you crash, they come off as opposed to breaking them out. They just simply pop off and pick them back up again.
Okay, so you've actually tested them with a helmet of like what happens if you have an impact.
Crash tested them, yep.
Also,
Not intentionally, obviously.
Oh, yes, that's that's good. So how about what's your reason for wanting to make these?
So I came out of the triathlon background and spent a lifetime on a bike and running. I've also spent a lifetime watching people I'm training with riding around with earbuds in and darn near get taken out by cars. And I figured there just had to be a better way. There had to be some way to keep you in your environment and enjoying your music. And that's where the whole idea originated from. Something that would be able to provide music and phone calls without being in your ears. It both keeps you in your environment, and frankly, it's a lot more comfortable when we lend a set out to somebody and they come back. The first thing they talk about is the comfort in it. It's hard to describe. It's kind of like if you drive your car with earbuds in, there's a discomfort because you don't really feel part of the environment, where driving your car with the stereo on is an enjoyable, comfortable experience. It's very much like that.
Oh, wow. That's really good. More about the product. When is it gonna come out? The Kickstarter?
We're looking to deliver late January. Try and make it, get it production wrapped up and shipped before the Chinese New Year.
Okay, and where would people go to find your product?
Well, right now we're on Kickstarter. You can find us on Kickstarter if you search on Audionoggin, or perhaps the easiest way is to go to audionoggin.com, and you'll see the link on Kickstarter where you can pledge there and get actually a hell of a deal right now. There's a few left at $49, and then the next tier will go to $69, and then it starts going up closer to retail from there.
What comes with it?
You get the noggins. You get a charging case, so it's a convenient way to store them as well as charge them. You get a set of mounts for your helmet. You get a set of mounts for your hat, and that's what comes with your basic set of noggins.
And I noticed you can also get extra mounts, right?
And you can get extra mounts. Those will be available from our website directly for a nominal cost.
Okay.
And you can buy as many as you want. I, for instance, have mounts on 3 different helmets that I move them between, which is very convenient. If you're a cyclist, you probably have more than one helmet. You probably have one you use on your mountain bike and one you use on your road bike. You might have one you use for time trials or one you use when it rains. So it's really nice to be able to go helmet to helmet or hat to hat.
Well, what about the comfort of them?
Well, because nothing's in your ear or on your ear or over your ear, it's really comfortable. Honestly, when they're on, you don't even notice they're there. It's part of what's really unique about the listening experience is the sound just is around you. We sort of describe it as surround sound. Um, it quite literally surrounds you. You don't really realize where the sound's coming from. It's just there. It's hard to describe, yet once you put them on, it's an experience that you don't get from headphones or earbuds. In fact, our industrial designer, Mike Kim, when I got him on the project, he had one of the earlier versions, and he was going, "Well, I don't know, let me see." And he's a cyclist, and he commutes from actually downtown to Santa Monica area every day by bicycle. And I lent him a set. He calls me up a couple days later and says, "These things are unbelievable. There's some design changes I want to do, but these are unbelievable. It's made my commute so much more enjoyable." And so he's commuting through LA traffic with them on. That's a nice plug for him.
What about the quality of the sound? What would you compare
So,
them to?
well, to give you an idea, our audio guy on this, Dan Wiggins. Dan is from Blue Microphone and Sonos. He's something of a
Wow.
legend in the industry. He he can
Wow.
he can make good sound come out of almost anything. So we've packed a lot of sound into it. It's utilizing two 10 by 18 millimeter drivers, one optimized for lower frequencies, one woofer and one for mids and highs. And so we pump out a good amount of sound, a nice high quality, full frequency.
How many people are in this project?
Oh gosh, there's about six of us right now. Over the last couple years, it's various consultants and whatnot. We've had more than that.
How long has it taken to design this?
Oh, the story, gosh. I'm almost embarrassed to admit, I think we've been 3 years now. And it started out as a bit different of a project. It started out with the same idea, but a substantially different design. And the first iterations looked nothing like what we have now. The first iterations were connected side to side, as opposed to wireless side to side. And that was causing us all sorts of trouble, how to fit it around different helmets, how to fit it around different head sizes on hats or visors, and how to mount it. Once we went to a true wireless scenario where both the speakers on each side are wireless between each other as well as to obviously your phone, it solved all sorts of mounting problems. It, of course, generated a whole bunch more technical problems with firmware and battery drain and the need to make these yet smaller with all the extra hardware that had to go inside of them.
Yeah.
And that took a long time to iron out.
So I have to ask, what is the major selling point of these?
Comfort. Above all else, I know my wife would tell you, safety. I think safety is part of comfort. It is a very comfortable listening experience. When you're out on your bike or you're out running, to be able to hear something, to be able to hear your music, take your phone calls, and not have anything in your ears and not have anything distracting you from your environment or your activity. It's just a whole different user experience, and it's so comfortable.
Well, these things seem like a really major difference for cyclists and runners. I myself run, so I understand the problem about having headphones in.
Yeah, even earbuds, even the wireless Bluetooth earbuds, and I'm not going to name brands, um, they certainly work fine, but
And a run
after a
is,
half an hour of those things in your ears, it's just not comfortable.
and a run where you feel safe is a comfortable run.
It is, and one where you don't feel like you have to pull something out and adjust it because it's starting to bug you, or it's getting sweaty and uncomfortable. It just doesn't. You put your hat on, for instance, running, you forget they're even there. The music's just around you. Phone call comes in, hit a button, answer the call, talk to the guy you're running or girl you're running with. It's just a whole different deal.
So talking about picking up calls, how do you pick up calls with these headsets?
One button on the right-hand side, Call comes in, you hear it ring just like you do on any other Bluetooth device. Hit the button to accept the call and talk away.
Oh. Well, Ron, thank you for taking the time to talk with us today.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
For more new product launchpad interviews, please visit PlugHitz.live.com.